There are great scorers in basketball. And then there are players who make an entire league nervous every time they touch the ball. In the WNBA, that player was Diana Taurasi. For more than 2 decades, defenders tried everything to stop her. Double teams, trash talk, physical defense, and yet the result was usually the same. Taurasi hitting another impossible shot, turning to the bench and reminding everyone exactly who they were dealing with. But her story isn't just about dominance, because even the most feared player in WNBA history had moments where everything nearly fell apart. And the reason Taurasi became a legend is because she kept coming back stronger every time. Before she ever stepped onto a WNBA court, Taurasi was already building a reputation. At the University of Connecticut, she wasn't just talented, she was relentless. Under legendary coach Gino Auriemma, Taurasi helped lead UConn to 3 straight NCAA championships. But it wasn't always smooth. Early in her college career, critics questioned her style. Some thought she took too many risky shots. Others said she relied too much on confidence instead of discipline. But Auriemma saw something different. He saw a competitor who believed one thing above everything else: the game was never over as long as she had the ball. And that mentality would soon take her to the WNBA. In 2004, Taurasi was selected first overall by the Phoenix Mercury. Expectations were enormous, but the transition wasn't easy. The WNBA was filled with veterans who had already established themselves as stars. Players like Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, Sue Bird. They weren't going to let a rookie dominate their league. And early in her career, Taurasi faced real challenges. There were tough losses, frustrating seasons, moments where Phoenix struggled to compete. But those struggles only fueled something dangerous: Taurasi's competitive fire.
If you ask WNBA players about Taurasi, one thing comes up almost immediately: her trash talk. But Taurasi's style was different. She didn't scream or show off. She would simply hit a 3-pointer in your face, then calmly tell you she was about to do it again. Opponents often said defending Taurasi was mentally exhausting because she didn't just beat you with talent, she beat you with confidence. And sometimes that confidence crossed into controversy. Taurasi received technical fouls. Critics said she pushed the limits. But every time someone doubted her, she responded the same way, with more buckets.
Eventually, Taurasi's leadership began transforming Phoenix. The Mercury became one of the most dangerous teams in the league. And Taurasi delivered what every superstar is judged by: championships. Her scoring exploded in the playoffs: deep 3-pointers, clutch shots, game-changing performances. But even then, the journey wasn't perfect. There were seasons when Phoenix fell short, playoff eliminations that left fans wondering if their championship window had closed, and injuries that slowed Taurasi down. For many players, that would have been the beginning of decline. For Taurasi, it was just another challenge. While dominating the WNBA, Taurasi also became a powerhouse internationally. Playing for Team USA, she helped win multiple Olympic gold medals. And once again, she thrived under pressure. International defenders faced the same problem WNBA players did. You could guard Taurasi perfectly, and she would still find a way to score. Her confidence on the world stage helped cement her reputation as one of the greatest basketball players ever. But the achievement that truly defined Taurasi's career came through longevity. Year after year, season after season, she kept scoring, Even as younger stars entered the league, even as critics wondered if her best days were behind her, Taurasi continued climbing the scoring charts. Until one day, she reached the top. Diana Taurasi became the all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. Not just because she was great, but because she was great for an incredibly long time. 20 years of scoring, 20 years of clutch moments, 20 years of defenders realizing the same truth. Stopping Taurasi was nearly impossible.
Taurasi fights through a screen. She's got the ball in her hands. She's standing at the corner of destiny and history. Taurasi for the record! Candace Parker offering her congratulations immediately. And the whole building standing. Busloads of fans came over from Phoenix.
So what made Taurasi different? It wasn't just the shooting. It wasn't just the trash talk. It was something deeper. Taurasi had what athletes call the killer instinct, the same mindset that made legends like Kobe Bryant so dangerous. When the game was on the line, she didn't panic. She got excited because that moment meant everything was in her hands, and that's exactly where she wanted it.
If I remember right, I feel like you gave her a very special nickname. Did you tell her a special nickname?
White Mamba? Yeah, she came up to me during the tournament. She said, "I'm the White Mamba." I said, "Yes, you are." She has every bit of the temperament.
So what were you thinking here in the first half? She already had a technical foul, and I was like, don't get thrown out before you get the record. She has that temper, but that fire also.
Yeah, I mean, it's at that moment in the time, she can sense the momentum slipping away, right? So she had to do something to establish a sense of urgency of the game to her teammates. It's kind of, you got to light the fire a little bit and, kind of bring a little chippiness to the game to get back in it.
I saw you stand up on your feet and applaud her when she set the all-time scoring record. What went through your mind on her behalf?
It's well-deserved. I mean, to be that great for so many years, it's a testament to her work ethic, to her commitment to the game, her intellect and sacrifice, and just a phenomenal athlete.
Today, Diana Taurasi represents something bigger than just statistics. She represents the competitive spirit of the WNBA, the toughness, the intensity, the relentless drive to win. And for new fans discovering women's basketball today, her story is a reminder of something important. Before the viral highlights, before the social media debates, before the new generation of stars, there was Diana Taurasi, the player who helped define what greatness in the WNBA looked like. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the greatest legends in WNBA history, then you'll definitely want to check out another story on this channel. Because today's WNBA is filled with new rivalries and rising stars. In fact, one of the biggest debates in basketball right now is the rivalry between two modern stars who are changing the league's future. So if you want to see how the next generation is carrying the WNBA forward, check out my video, The Rivalry That Changed the WNBA, and I'll see you in the next video.